Hello friends, it's been a minute. I hope you guys all had a great summer. I ended up taking most of the summer off, sort of intentionally, sort of unintentionally. I'm just staring at this bush in my neighbor's yard and it is just buzzing with wasps. There are literally hundreds of them. I might have to move. Anyways, my kids are back in school and I'm excited to get back to working and sewing. I have missed my sewing machine. I haven't made anything in like a couple months. So today we're gonna make a maxi skirt. I think I might be like a year late to this trend, but I've been seeing these maxi skirts all over Pinterest and I really love how you can style it different ways for the summer and for the fall. And we are going to make a white one today, even though it is well past Labor Day.
Don't you know you're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day?
We can still wear white. So I'm going to show you how I draft my pattern and how you can make one for yourself, because this is a super simple skirt to make and you can draft it to your own measurements. So I will show you step by step how to do that. So if you want to follow along, just keep watching. So this is the linen that I have. It's kind of like a light to medium weight. I have a few special details that I want to include in this skirt. So I planned out my project using Milanote. Milanote is a tool for organizing creative projects. I'm a very visual person and I usually like to plan out my makes in a notebook with sketches and drawings, but I find a lot of inspiration online while browsing social media and often end up forgetting about certain details that I want to incorporate into my design because I don't have a way to save all of those ideas on paper in my notebook. I love that I can save photos directly to my phone or laptop to a board using the Milanote web clipper. It's so easy and quick and ensures I can collect all of my ideas and thoughts for a project in one place. So here is my main project board. I started by browsing Pinterest for maxi skirt inspiration, and then I saved photos of ones I liked directly to Milanote using the web clipper. I love all the tools available and especially love the draw tool. I used it to add little colorful drawings and handwritten notes to my boards, and I also used it to sketch out the pattern pieces that I was going to need to draft. I also added a color palette, and this function is so cool because it automatically creates swatches based on the photos within your board. I also created a subboard for pattern specifics, and I used one of the built-in fashion templates, which was so useful. There are over 100 built-in templates available for whatever creative project you're working on. So my pattern specifics board shows the pattern pieces I need to draft, notions I'll need, pattern assembly steps, and drafting notes. I can even link my actual pattern draft file right in the board, which is so useful. I also created a second subboard for my shot list for this video, and there was a template specifically for that, which was so handy. It included spots for photo references, a checklist for shots, as well as a description box. I'm still a newbie when it comes to making long form videos, and I find a shot list is essential to make sure I don't miss any shots, as it's not so easy to go back and get shots you've missed when you're sewing. If you want to plan out your next creative project and are interested in trying out Milanote, you can sign up for free with no time limit using the link in the description. Thank you so much to Milanote for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back to drafting that skirt. So the details that I like from my inspo pics are this super wide hem, the elastic waistband, and also these curved pockets. I also love this bow detail, but I'm not sure if I want to add it, so we'll wait and see how it looks at the end. So I drafted a couple of pattern options in Illustrator, and I did a slant pocket option and just a side seam pocket option, and I think I'm going to go simple and just do side seam pockets. But as I said, this pattern is really simple. It's just rectangles and pocket pieces. So if you want to draft your own, here are the measurements to use. We're going to start with the skirt panels, and the front and back are going to be the same. And the width measurements for each panel is going to be your waist measurement plus seam allowance. So my waist is 30 inches. Plus seam allowance, I'm using 1/2 inch seam allowance. So that's going to give me 31 inches because there's 1/2 inch on each side. And for the length of the skirt, I measured from my natural waist minus a little bit for the waistband to where I wanted it to hit, and I want it to have a 6-inch hem. So I added 6 inches plus another 1/4 inch. So I'm going to cut 43 inches for length. Then the next piece you need is a waistband piece. I did both a front and a back waistband just to save on fabric. And this is going to be the same width as your front and back skirt piece. So again, it's going to be 31 inches wide for me, and I'm going to use 1-inch elastic. So that means I need to make it 3 inches tall. So that means 1 inch for each side of the elastic plus 1/2 inch seam allowance for each side. The last piece you need is the pocket piece. I made my pocket piece into a free downloadable pattern if you're interested. The pattern pieces are a bit bigger than the ones you see in this video on this skirt because they turned out a little bit small, but they're the same style. They're anchored at the waist, which makes them super secure, and you can add them into any pants, skirt, or shorts pattern that you want. The link to download is in the description. Now that our pattern pieces are all drafted, we are ready to cut our fabric. Okay, I have all my pieces cut out, and I think I'm going to do French seams because I'm feeling fancy today. And this is such a simple pattern that I can take my time with it and make it look as beautiful on the inside as it will on the outside. So of course I jinxed myself by saying it was a super simple pattern, and I sewed up my side seams with French seams and then realized that I should have sewn my pockets first. So if you're following this video as a tutorial, do not sew the side seams first, sew the pockets first. I just finished French seaming the side seams and I was so proud of how beautiful they were looking. And then I realized I forgot to sew the pockets in. So we're gonna do a little seam ripping. Hoping this gives me energy to power through and do one more French seam pocket. This skirt has definitely taken me longer than I anticipated, but I feel like that is the case every time I sew something. I don't know why I still underestimate the time that it's gonna take me for every single project, but you know, I'm just an optimistic person, I guess. I have an hour left today, so hopefully I can finish the pocket and maybe the waistband, and then we will wrap it all up tomorrow. Wasps keep hitting the window, like hard. Fun fact, I had never gotten stung until I think I was maybe 11 or 12, and I was on vacation with my family and our family friends. They had 3 girls the same age as us, me and my siblings, and we went for a walk and our dads were golfing with our youngest siblings. So we walked down the road from the condo we were staying at and we crossed a ditch to go into the golf course. And I think I must have stepped on the wasp's nest, and I didn't realize until we had crossed the ditch and we were standing there and there were just so many wasps flying like all around us. And it kind of took us a second to realize, and then we started getting stung, and I got stung maybe 2 or 3 times and I just took off running, every man for himself. And of course, karma, because I didn't stay, I ended up slipping and falling on like a gravel road and like skinned my knees. Meanwhile, my sister was the last one who walked through. Thankfully, she was wearing pants. I remember looking back and seeing wasps just covering her legs, and my best friend stayed back and was like swatting them off her legs, and she got stung all over her hands. We all got a bunch of stings, and we finally found our dads. When they saw us, they were like, "Get off the golf course." They just yelled at us because we weren't supposed to be walking on it. It was a golf course, people were golfing. So we walked back to the road all stung and injured and had to walk back home. I think we walked to the video store to try and find band-aids, and that's where we were heading to in the first place. But yeah, that's my story of when I first got stung by a wasp. Pretty dramatic first wasp sting story. Anyways, I'm halfway through French seaming this pocket, but I have to go pick up my son. So I will be back.
Yeah. Hello. No, you had a whole thing left. No, see. Good morning.
It is 10 a.m. I got my son off to school early this morning. I dropped him off at the bus, but I had to lay down again because I'm still struggling with the time change. We got back from Hawaii last week. But yeah, we're gonna finish the skirt today. I need to finish the pockets, and I also need to pick up some elastic. I have my toddler home with me today, so I'm gonna take him on a little mommy son date to the fabric store to pick them up.
Olive?
Olive's at Papa's house.
I want Olive to eat this.
Oh, okay. And yeah, hopefully we'll finish it up. I just have to finish one more pocket. and the hem and the waistband. Okay, my husband has my son. So now I'm gonna finish this pocket. I have sewn it wrong sides together. That's where we left off yesterday. And now I'm gonna sew it right sides together along the side of the pocket and down the rest of the side seam. She's not bad, but not perfect. More crinkly than I'd like, but I think with some pressing it will be fine. So here's what it's looking like. Just a big rectangle with pockets right now, but I'm gonna attach the waistband and then we will run out to the fabric store to grab that elastic. Waistband is on. Time to go to the fabric store. Because we need this one. Non-roll elastic. Oh, no. Is it delicious? Thank you. Oh, that's good. Back from the fabric store and we secured the goods. I got 2 meters of 1-inch non-roll elastic. You can tell it's non-roll because it usually has these like vertical lines on it. The waistband is on and I did some of the most beautiful stitching in the ditch that I've ever done, if I do say so myself. It's pretty much invisible from the front and I did catch it in 99% of the skirt, which almost never happens. So I've left a small gap in the back and I'm just gonna thread my elastic through and then all that's left is the hem. I saw a trick on a reel once about threading elastic and I think they called it lubing the elastic, but it's really hard to thread it through sometimes when it has like sharp corners. So what I always do is I round off the edges, so I cut the corners off so that when you thread it through, it doesn't just catch on so much because the sharp corners are gone. For non-roll elastic, this is rolling quite a bit, but it is a lot of fabric for this to get through. Let's struggle with this a little more. Okay, almost there. Okay, so here is how it's looking. I made the pockets too small. I kind of went off like a shorts pocket, but a skirt like this could do a much bigger pocket. To be honest, I'm not thrilled with it at the moment, but I think once the hem is on and I've top stitched the waistband, it's gonna look better. It looks a little like a potato sack right now, but I'm gonna trust the process. I've pinned it up to the length that I want, so we're gonna hem it up and see how it looks. So here's how the skirt looked when it was done. I took all my outfit clips and styled it, but I just wasn't happy with it. So I went back and I seam ripped it and I changed the elastic waistband to a flat front waistband with elastic back and I hemmed it up another couple inches. And after that, I loved it. To change the waistband to flat front, I just cut it in half so it was about 16 inches instead, removed the elastic and just gathered the front skirt to that length. So if you want to make that modification, it's really easy to do. Here's how I styled it. I styled it a bunch of different ways for both summer and fall, and I love this piece and I can't wait to wear it. So that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you make your own maxi skirt, I would love to see it, so make sure to tag me on Instagram if you share it. And the next video in my Learn to Sew series is coming so soon. I filmed it ages ago, but it's gonna be the next one coming. And I also have 3 other videos in the works. I'm gonna try to be more consistent on here this fall, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.